You know, I was in the slime pit, also known as Doc's Perimeter, and then I found this guy looking incredibly surreal in this, like, void-like world. So I thought I'd go and see if we can claim this little horsey as our... Ah! I gotta get at least one. That made me jump. How do I get these out of here? I'll be back for you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft, and we are going to be making farms, and farms. More and more farms than I ever need. We've got several rocks and absolutely nothing in them. Not even light, which I think is reasonably dangerous. We need to go and light up these caves. Oh no. Ooh. Okay, I'm playing with fire, trying to light these up. No! No! That was the worst possible thing that could happen. I really thought I'd got away with that. Okay, we got a few more. We got a few attempts at this. Which rock was it? Okay, we got this lit up. Now, what farm would fit nicely in here? In fact, I should probably do a little bit of a list of the things that I would like to make, and that might make the job a little bit easier. We're not going to make every single farm on the planet, but there's a few that I would enjoy owning instead of having to go and collect from various locations every single time. Okay, so I clearly am going to want more than this, but here's my list of farms. The first one is a power source for a smelter, so I'm going to need some dried kelp. I've never actually made one of these in my entire Minecraft career, and I joined when kelp was a thing. And mob farm things, I think that's meant to be mob farm for things. And then moss and bone meal, as you can get quite a compact one that's, you know, it's not like the most efficient thing in the world, but it will produce very useful, yes. So which one will go where? Well, the dried kelp does grow reasonably tall. And the mob farm is also reasonably tall. So these two rocks, which are the tallest, might work out the best. Maybe this one for the mob farm, and this one for the dried kelp. How I get the items out is a problem for Tomorrow Grian. Tomorrow Grian hates me. But before we go and make some farms, you might be wondering what on earth I was doing in the giant slime hole over there. Well, I was getting some slime. That's why I called it the slime hole. I was actually getting some slime so I could make some sticky pistons. So I've been thinking about the whole vault issue, the big vault behind it, and then there's the decoy vault here, and I've been thinking about how can I break in without breaking a block. And well, I was thinking, what if we used this? And this is the decoy vault, so this one's just a tester. I can demonstrate... What on earth? Is that a person? What? Is there someone there? Scar! Ah! That's Scar! Oh my god! That was so obscenely loud in my ear! Oh my goodness.
You were giving me such a dead face. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know. You gave me this look of
I was
like...
muted!
You gave me a look of terror.
You've pulled this trick so many times!
Oh, but this one's so much better. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
How are you doing that?
This is 2.0 of my my former creeper
my goodness.
suit.
He's perfected it. Now, what gave you away, Scar, was your invisible particles.
I know. There's no way around that. Do you want to wear one and go after Cleo?
Yeah, I do.
Yes!
This
Oh
is
my
about
gosh.
as
Oh, of
cursed as
course,
it
the
gets.
creeper's got hair. Oh, that's so weird. The creeper's got
I don't know
hair.
if I like
weird.
this, Scar.
Take the potion. I gotta see this. Hold on. Take
it's like
wear this
a
one.
creeper dance.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
The creeper shuffle. Disco creeper. Okay, I was in the middle of showing, so I'll come back to this. No problem. I wasn't busy.
A vault can be raided at any time. A creeper
See, I
costume.
could see that there was someone there, Scar, but it was so loud it made me squeal.
I'm so glad that's what got you.
It was just obscenely loud.
You look so ridiculous. Oh gosh. Okay, let me get some supplies and then we hit Cleo.
Okay. This is how you get distracted on the Hermitcraft server. You turn into a floating creeper with a trident. Scar's that one guy that tells you the same joke until eventually it's funny. He's been pulling these creeper shenanigans for like 3 seasons now. First with just the noise, and now he's got a full-on model. Alright. Well, this is gonna be a weird episode, I can tell you that right now. And what does a flying creeper look like? Oh my goodness. Oh! Well, if that isn't the most cursed thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, I think her base is like straight this way. Oh, come on. This is amazing. We need more people. This is straight out of like a really bad Wizard of Oz parody.
It's the fact that there's zero movement, just gliding. I can't get across.
I don't know how to get across.
I got you.
This is MCC. Get to the other side.
That there. So anything that goes in here is going to have like an arm stand thing placed upon it, but I can put a flower here. And where's my... I don't have my... what I would call my lollipopia. Oh. You know what? Let's put a rare flower in it. Right, so let's put the lilies in it. So... I'm gonna stab you so hard. I hate you so much.
I've never laughed more in Nerman. I'm crying.
Good. Cry hard. What is wrong with you?
That was the best reaction ever. Oh my god. Hi Cleo, your base is really coming together.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. Why are you two like this? I don't know.
Scar's a bad influence.
Oh
That's-
yeah, I'm sure this is Scar's fault. Yeah.
This is my ultimate attempt at creating a creeper costume. I've made many versions. This is the piece that okay.
The piece that... That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what happens when I finish my artwork. I'm like, here's my piece that...
Oh,
Scar, away.
go.
Where's my crate?
Away,
Oh yeah, there we
Scar,
go.
away.
It's like the monkeys from Wizard of Oz. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, that's about as real as it gets on the Hermitcraft server. Remember, we are all adults, and that was about as real of a shock as it gets. Right, so the plan for breaking in to Mumbo's future vault was knowing how to redstone for a start. So, if we do this, we break in. As simple as that. It is as simple as that. We haven't broken a block, which is the rule, right? There's no block that has been broken. There we go. And then we get in. Has this been altered? I literally told you it was a decoy and oh no, not my stuff again. Oh no, not my stuff again. Oh no, my stuff again. No, it wasn't deserved. Mumbo! This is a decoy vault, do not try. Why do I not? I don't read. Joke's on you, Mumbo. I don't know how to read. Oh man, out of everything that survived. Oh no! No! Mumbo! He's not even here for me to shout at him about this. Oh, that man. That man and his mustache. Right, well, I guess I'm going back to the villager trading hall to get my stuff back for the 3rd time. Thank goodness I didn't bother with netherite this time. Is that it? Another 2 weeks? Mumbo's not even here and I failed? Oh. Suddenly the appearance of this has just become so much more menacing. Oh, that really took me by surprise. At least I've got some spare elytra. Right, off to see the Diamond Fairy. Okay, I've got my stuff back for the most part. I'm missing a few bits and bobs, but Scar has just wrangled me into another creeper situation. He wants to help him get B-Dubs, who is, I don't know where he is. Okay, so we need to unmute and see if we can help Scar. He's given me some instructions.
Oh, Scar. You know what I should have done? As soon as I saw it, I should have... Oh, yeah. It sent me outside. That would have saved me.
Ah! Oh my gosh!
What?
Nothing.
Ah! There's 2. There's 2 people. Grant!
Scare me! I knew you were here, Grant.
Oh, that was the worst. Scar gave me like the most elaborate instructions, and then I walk upstairs just like he asked, and I scared him.
Oh, isn't it fitting though? I mean, Scar's got to fall for his own prank.
Instant karma. Scar, you told me to be there.
I tried to play it off so calmly too. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, my heart is racing.
Like it was just a genuine terror when I came around that corner.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wings.
That went wrong in the best way possible. I wasn't sure. I didn't know you guys were already, like, I didn't know Scar was already up there doing the thing. I was like, do I go in yet? And then I hear you guys talking, I'm late, I've missed my cue. There's a very specific scream that Scar makes when he's, like, scared, and it goes like, oh! Okay, so... most of my episodes recently are just me getting horrifically distracted, which is never a bad thing. So, we've got all of our stuff back, and I've been starting to pick up some blocks that I think I'm going to need for some farms, but I think I should also take this down. We have a proof of concept that this works. I suppose I shouldn't have broke. It doesn't matter if I break that block now, I've already lost. Oh my goodness, I still can't believe I fell for it. Not that, well, I can believe that I blew up. I can't believe that I didn't take my items off again. Do you know what? I'm actually going to remind myself because this is what I'm like. Does anyone else have such a terrible memory that they need to do stuff like this? Future Grian, please remove your items before trying. The joke's on future me and me because I still won't read. Okay, so let's turn our attention to actually getting some farmage done on this base. I'm enjoying, at the moment, all my different rocks. And you guys know that I haven't got anything set in stone on what I want to build yet, other than just vague concepts of neoclassical and then moving up the timeline all the way up to futuristic. It's going to be quite an insane build. I also had an idea of, like, using this style of, like, all the broken rocks and making a different kind of bridge here. So instead of something more structural, I was thinking like broken rocks into big broken rock arches and then having a broken rock platform, because this this build definitely just doesn't have enough rocks. Right, we're gonna go over into this one and hopefully we're gonna try and make ourselves a mob farm in here. I think it's definitely big enough. Whether or not it's gonna be good enough, I don't know. All we need is sort of 8. I think there's actually plenty of space here. It's not gonna be an efficient farm. We're gonna tailor make one to this specific size. So it's time for a little time lapse of a winging it farm. Winging redstone. That's what we're known for on this channel. Alright, let's go. The ugliest most inefficient mob farm you've ever seen has just been born. This thing's straight out of like 2013. It works. It is pushing mobs down the end, and there's a collection system. It's just look at this redstone. This redstone is gonna make Mumbo hurl. Mumbo, if you're watching this, I apologize for the So I've got my timer here that releases the water that pushes the mobs over the edge, and it all quite neatly fits in this rock with a little bit of room to spare. So underneath we have our collection system, and it deposits a whole bunch of items. I've really only just finished this, and hey, it's going. Yeah, these things don't get sorted, but my goal later is to have all this stuff get kind of dispensed and fall out of the rock anyway. So there's definitely some improvements that need to be made, but what a lovable mess. There's an issue with this at the moment, and that's that we're not going to be getting all of the mob spawning in that area that we can, because there's a couple of rocks that still have mobs in them. In fact, this one over here had a whole bunch of mobs in it, including a couple of creepers, which promptly destroyed my lovable floating rock. So I left this one, and you can see there's also an issue over there. I left this one, because, oh, come on. Look at that. Now, the only ones that are a real problem are the creepers. If we can get rid of those, we can then get in, light up. Oh my goodness. No. Oh, why? I set them off. Oh, why? Oh, it's just Armageddon in here. I set them all off against each other. Oh, I'm gonna have to do a repair job on these. Oh, come on, I'm not even in there. I'm not even inside the rock. No. Right, well, now instead of lighting them up, I've just destroyed them all. I guess I need to go and repair these. And also, I thought I would actually create a sugarcane farm instead of the kelp farm first, so that I can actually get my own supply of rockets, now that I've got my gunpowder farm / mob farm going. And you know, there might be enough room in this rock here. I reckon there's probably enough room in here for a very, very compact sugarcane farm. So I'm gonna do some repairing, and I'm going to try and make a quick sugarcane farm. With the most disappointing, let's go. There was a certain degree of over-engineering on this one, so I made these big, tall tubes for these items, particularly the bamboo, and it turns out if you let them grow that high and then harvest them, you end up losing most of your items to that. So the much more efficient way was to make something compact like this, so that it always goes in here, and as you can see, it's gathering the bamboo. Now, the sea kelp here is also just about to go. I also made this extremely tall and realized maybe this won't work. I'm waiting to see if this input is actually going to work. These are growing extremely slowly. So this is the idea. The bamboo will grow fast and harvest quickly, and then that can build up because bamboo burns very, very quickly inside the furnace. And then when this eventually does trigger, and I think I'm just going to wait for it, because it's got to go soon, right? I don't know how kelp works. During my wait, I've done some research into the kelp situation, and it turns out these may not grow. So I've done some research, and it's randomly assigned a value. Oh, you no one wants to know the science. Do you want to know the science of kelp? I mean, I found it reasonably interesting. So there is a reason that this farm may not work, And that's because kelp randomly decide to stop growing somewhere between 2 blocks and 24 blocks. So the chances are these two have decided to stop growing. This one clearly hasn't decided to stop growing, but this one has decided to stop growing right before the trigger. So this is a fundamental flaw in my design. So if I want this to work, what I really ought to do is make a couple of observers and cover my back in case I get extremely unlucky. I definitely didn't think I'd be messing with kelp today. Alright, that worked. So now the kelp should unnecessarily... Why is it not floating? Why is it not floating to the top? I'll tell you why it's not floating to the top. Because these pistons have just removed the block of water. Nothing makes you feel like a dumb Minecraft. I've been playing this game for over 10 years, people. I don't know how to make a kelp farm, and the one I've made is like anti-working. What about this? So if I do this, it then starts okay. This design is fundamentally flawed. I honestly just believe that kelp just became my #1 worst enemy. So I thought today would be fun. I'm not going to look up any farms. I'm just going to try and figure this out by myself. So I honestly don't tell me in the comments. Don't tell me what I'm doing wrong. There's no need to backseat game here. I'm going to figure this out by myself. Kelp, you've just become my worst enemy. I'm going to figure this out. I don't know what the solution is. But you, kelp, I'm going to come back to you later. Why was that surprisingly difficult? But while we were working on that, I have successfully made, I hope, a similarly over-engineered and very expensive sugarcane farm. So I'm hoping if I open this up, there we go, we've got some sugarcane. And it's so ugly inside this rock and so like unuser-friendly. So if I go down here, this has been running as well. Hopefully we've got... Wow, look at that! That is magnificent. I definitely should really filter out the stuff I don't need. But you know what? I'm mostly going to be using the bones and maybe some string. You know, most of this stuff is really useful. It's just the rotten flesh that's not. I'm going to call that a success. It's definitely not any kind of industrial farm. In fact, I may have made the least efficient farm in the world up there and a fairly inefficient farm there. But the point is, the rocks are now making blocks. That's the important part. My next job is to make a moss farm, but I am definitely running out of time for today. Those took me quite a long time to make, and I'll be honest, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make a moss farm. I'm gonna have to look it up. That one I might have to look up a farm design or something, because I have a feeling it's slightly more complicated. Once I've made a moss farm, maybe in the future I'll know what to do. I think it's complicated. Okay, so that is definitely enough from me today. We died to a man that isn't even here. I can't believe that. So stupid. And we scared a few hermits, or rather Scar included me in his scaring shenanigans. Now that we've actually got some productivity, we'll get the moss farm in there next episode. And then we can start looking at actually doing that big bridge that we talked about. But there's even more exciting news is that today is the day that the new Minecraft update comes out. So it's probably going to be a while before the actual server is updated. But it means that we can go and explore some stuff, get some new things, get some new mobs. I'll be honest with you, I haven't particularly followed this update cycle. I know what's coming, the frogs and the mud and the deep dark and the warden and all that kind of stuff. I think that's right, but I haven't checked out any snapshots. I've just been waiting for the full update to come out, and I'm just going to experience it firsthand in Hermitcraft and just enjoy it for what it is. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I very much did. And I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.